All right, the Washington Commanders signed a monster, important player, and I don't think anyone saw it coming, and it just kind of comes out of left field, and you're like, oh, yeah, what? This guy? So we'll break it all down. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel fully dedicated to teams that just kind of get overlooked by the national media. You just don't get the love that you should. However, the Washington Commanders, that's changed a lot since we started covering you. Then you go beat us in the playoffs, but we still talk about you. Still love you. Here we go. I don't say we love you. That's the wrong word. But we were on to you before you were good and people started talking about you. There we go. All right. Here's some articles kind of talking about your best undrafted free agent signings. And the one guy you haven't seen out on the field and you may not have heard about is Tim McKay, guard from NC State. Good size, good production, should have been a mid-round draft selection, but he tore his pectoral muscle at his pro day doing bench press. And so you're going to get a guy that should be a third, fourth, call it even a fifth-round pick as an undrafted free agent. You give him I think it's $250,000 guaranteed. He was one of those like priority undrafted free agents, so you can kind of tell like, yeah, we really want this guy. And he was one of the more experienced offensive line prospects in the draft with close to 3,000 career snaps at NC State. Love that he was at NC State because everybody jumps around. That's the biggest thing covering these guys this year I've noticed is like, oh, he spent 2 years at Florida State, 2 years at Auburn, and then finished out his career at Wisconsin. And you're like, oh, geez, I don't know if that's bad, good, whatever. But to see a guy stay at NC State's awesome. By the way, let me know in the comments. I'm going a million miles an hour here. Your most hated NFL team. Can't say Cowboys. Can't say Cowboys. I'm going to guess you're going to say Eagles. I should take that one away too, but you're going to say the Eagles. Maybe the Giants? Of course. You see, it's your division. Like I should say you can't say any divisional teams. You can't say any divisional teams. Team you just hate. That's the thing. Like you don't really hate teams outside of your division, I feel like. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Okay. So the thing about this guy, he's big. He's 6'3". Okay, right here. So he does the East-West Shrine game, right? He's on the West team. His day 3 standouts from this guy that was there, boom, he's one of them. You look at different articles, he stood out. He's a mid-round pick. Everyone's saying it. Like just solid mid-round pick. And the thing about mid-round picks, especially guards, is that, yeah, heck yeah, they work. That's what you want. That's when you draft these guys is like mid-round offensive linemen. You see it all the time, constantly. Build your team around them. Yeah, you've got some of those blue chip guys that are in the beginning of the draft, of course, but that's like, yeah, he's a former third-round pick from Wisconsin. You like see that constantly. You see, so you get him as an undrafted free agent. And why this is really good is because the Lions did this for the first couple of years when they were trying to reboot their franchise. Was they drafted and got and acquired and signed and trade for injured guys. It's part of the game. The modern medicine and rehab and nutrition, it's not that everyone's getting it doesn't matter. So it's like, dude, sit out this entire year and we'll see you next year. And it's like we just drafted a mid-round guy next year. So don't forget about him. Keep that in mind. Okay. Tim McKay. Don't forget that. All right, now next one is PFF came out with, and I think this is really interesting, is top 25 players under the age of 25. And boy, 25, there's 32 NFL franchises, right? So if you can have one guy on here, that would be really that'd be nice, right? So not only do you have one guy, the Lions, shout out Lions, Puka Nacua, Jayden Daniels. So not only do you have a guy on the list in the top 5, but it happens to be your quarterback. So this is what's going to be really interesting. Everyone's expecting, all right, he's going to be better year 2, whatever. It's like, dude, I don't know. You don't even have to be better. Be the same guy, and we will be just fine. That's what's so cool about this. Here's what's crazy. According to the PFF WAR, wins above replacement, Daniels accounted for more than 3 wins on the year alone, which was top 5 mark in the league. So basically what that means, you take these guys. I mean, you look at Vegas, you could have your starting quarterback could be out, and Vegas will be half a point, maybe a point. The quarterback's the wrong example. Let me just say this. If you've got a really good star wide receiver, Jamar Chase, and he's out of the game, instead of the Bengals being favored by 3, all right, they're favored by 2. He's worth a point. 1 point. And I'm always amazed by that because it's like, dude, he's important. Like, this is crazy. Like, they're going to lose by a touchdown now. It's like, no, each player is worth half a point, even like good players. So when you can account for 3 wins, not even points, or even if he was worth 3 points every game. No, he's not even worth 3 points. He's worth 3. He actually changes the game that much that he himself, had he not been there, you would have lost. Is crazy. Again, the analytics side, all that, you can go in, you could just make yourself dizzy. Point is, all I know watching the game as a Lions fan was I saw a guy that just didn't make mistakes. It's like, make a mistake, man. Need you to make a mistake. And he never did. And the ball was always moving forward. The only time it wasn't was like an incomplete pass, which was few and far between. And even that was just like zero risk. It wasn't like, oh man, we almost intercepted that. It's like, he just threw it away. So what he does is he moves the ball forward. And again, this is just elementary stuff, but when you can just get 4 yards, 6 yards, 2 yards, 5 yards, and not only are you moving the ball forward, but you intentionally are like not getting chunk yards to like, all right, because that's how it felt when we were watching this as Lions fans. Like, well, they're going to score. Just let them. It's almost like let them score instead of let them eat 7 minutes and then score. That's the worst. That is the worst. That's why running the football is so important. It's not that you scoring. Everyone wants 7 points. That's what we're doing here. That's the name of the game. But when you can eat clock and score, brutal, because it limits the other team's possessions. Now you have your margin for error, shrink. Lions turn it over. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Dying here. They turn it over. You eat clock. Now Lions like, all right, you have to score a touchdown, Lions. You have got 3 more possessions at max the rest of this game. We're in the end of the third quarter. Turnover, game over. That's why he's so dangerous. He just doesn't make mistakes. Drives me nuts talking about it. Love it, though. Respect it. Really respect it. Really do. Okay. Any more on this top 25 list? I don't think so, but I'm just looking really quick. Kirby Joseph. Lions have a lot. Okay. I'm just saying. All right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.